Before the break, we were introduced to Linda's diary. Let's see what other entries she made. Could the diary help with Tony's case? Let's have a look. Now, I've got these invoices. You were supplied with them. And just for the avoidance of doubt, you paid them as well.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. No problem so far. Let me see if I may. Don't worry, I won't look around any of the saucier parts of the diary, assuming there are some. No, it's all right. But I do want to see your diary entry for the 15th, if I may. Would you mind me having a look at it?
No, it's fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Gosh, we have very similar writing. Terry took car to Tony. Got part for car, cost £343. No good, as nothing wrong with that part. Couldn't return it, so we had to pay. Full stop. What's the next thing?
Not pleased.
Agreed. I did 3 washing loads. Dried and ironed. This is like an invoice. Terry did the garden. Would you mind? Can't read any more. May the 16th. We had a relaxing day in the sun. Home at 6:15. I'm very helped by that. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Now, Tony, there are 2 invoices here. One, which is absolutely not in dispute. It's a thoroughly honest invoice, which is for the £116.82. You paid that, no problem with that, correct?
Uh-huh.
Now, in respect of this first part, why didn't you say to Terry, look, had I lifted the Get Your Home job that was conducted by the rescue service, had I done that, and had I actually looked at the vehicle, you wouldn't have needed to buy this part, so I'm not going to charge you the £343.49. Why didn't you say that?
Because I never had the opportunity to look at the vehicle properly. And if I might make a request, can we have the picture of the vehicle back on the screen, please?
Yes.
And may I approach it?
Go and show me anything you want.
The part in question sits behind there.
I see.
So an examination from the top only shows so much. It wasn't until we'd actually got it on the ramp, got up underneath it, and taken it apart, you could really see what was there.
I accept that. I've no dispute about that
We could
whatsoever.
have taken it in that day. We could have stripped it down, and we could then have kept it until the date of the second invoice, 3 weeks later, until the correct part arrived.
I understand that. And I understand that you're very cross. And the reason you're cross is because, as far as you're concerned, after 20... How many years?
21 years in business, 50 years in the motor trade.
Right. And it's absolutely clear to me, and just assume I know, I can smell a dodgy trader, that there is absolutely no dispute that you are a thoroughly decent trader, and this is, you feel, an affront to your reputation. And you feel a little bit hurt by that, particularly as the 2 of you have a very good relationship. I understand that. Is there anything either party would like to add?
I don't think so, really. No, I mean, I think we did expect him to look at it first before he
I hear
ordered
what you
the
say.
part, but that's
I've got a
it.
view on it. That was paid, correct?
Yes, yes.
And here's a question which I wouldn't normally ask a litigant, regardless of what's happened here and the clear dispute between you, which is a very valid, very clear legal dispute, which is a difficult determination to come to. It's a tough one. Would you still use Tony's services again?
We would still use
That's
him.
the point. Vis-a-vis somebody that's a shoddy trader, you'd have no problem if somebody phoned you up and said, would you use Tony's services? The answer to that would be yes.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
That's the point. Terry, Tony. Terry, when you come to court, it's up to you when you bring a claim, particularly against a professional person, to prove your case. And you have to prove it in a civil court on the balance of probability, so I'm more sure than not. And your case, ostensibly, is that had Tony properly checked the vehicle, then the part would not have had to be purchased, and therefore you're out of pocket. Now, when you brought the car to Tony, there was an indication, based upon what you told me and what you pointed out in that picture, of where the problem was positioned. And I find, on balance, that you relied upon, perhaps too much, the indication given to you wrongly, not by you, but by the rescue service. Bearing in mind where the problem was positioned in that vehicle, it seems to me that had you conducted a full assessment and lifted the car up, you would, on balance, have made a different diagnosis, and that part would not have been brought. Now, it seems to me that that's not entirely your fault, and had you had your time again, you would not have relied on the indication that was given to you by that rescue service. But in the circumstances, certainly on balance, I find that it's not their fault. And therefore, in the circumstances, I'm prepared to reimburse you for the part that was acquired, and to that extent, you're entitled to your claim. So this court awards you £343.49. That does not mean that you are a bad business. That means even the best of us, from time to time, make mistakes. That's the award of the court. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next claimant today is Jordan, and he came to court to claim £1,200 for the outstanding amount on a loan he made to a former friend to pay for rent and a deposit on a property. Defendant Danny admitted he borrowed the money, but he said he hadn't been given enough time to pay back the loan. Now, let's see what happens when you mix money with friendship. You had a job, correct?
Yes.
Since you were 16 years old. As I understand, you saved up £1,500.
Yeah.
How long did that take you to save?
Around about 3 months.
And along comes Danny, correct?
Yeah.
What did Danny say to you at the time?
He asked me to lend the money for a deposit.
Well, how much?
1,200.
That's a very specific amount. Danny, what did you say to Jordan that you wanted the money for?
I told Jordan that I wanted a deposit on a house.
On a house?
Or
Just
a flat.
pause for a second, because I need to take it in stages. Jordan, did you think Danny had a job at that stage?
No.
No job. But you knew he was receiving benefit?
No.
Well, how was he getting his income?
Yeah, I didn't know whatsoever.
Jordan, on a scale of 1 to stupid, bearing in mind, this is not funny, it takes you 3 months to save this amount of money. You lend £1,200 to your closest friend in circumstances where you don't know what his benefits are, you don't know what his income is, right? How's he going to pay you back? Did you think perhaps he had another side occupation? What did you go to prison for, Danny?
Breach of community order.
Yeah, breach of community order for what? What was your other profession?
I'm a retired criminal.
Retired? Well, you're 21.
Started early.
You started early?
Yeah.
The pension
Retired
wasn't paid?
criminal.
What was the initial offence?
The initial offence was a non-dwelling burglary.
Non-dwelling burglary?
Yes.
That's burglary?
Yes.
So that's how you were making your money? You're obviously not a very successful burglar.
Well, that's questionable.
It's questionable. You went to prison!
That's for the one.
Sorry,
That was just...
you being glib?
Nah.
You told me you're a reformed character.
I am now. I am.
Were there other burglaries?
Oh, no. No, Judge.
How did you think he was going to make that money?
I've got no idea whatsoever, Judge.
Were you that concerned? Did you know that he was making his living from crime?
Nope, I didn't.
Did you suspect?
Nope.
That's a very good answer. Otherwise, I would have dismissed your case. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Because you'd have been money laundering. Anyway, you have no idea how he's going to pay this money back. Nevertheless, I accept you give him £1,200. He says it's for a house. And in fairness, Danny has been a good friend to you over the years, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You were very close, and you've even lent him money in the past, and he's always paid you back.
Yes, that's correct.
Are you still friends now?
Nope.
So this has destroyed the friendship?
Yes, that's correct, Judge.
How long's it been since you've spoken, Danny?
good few months, to be honest. I think my head's been all over the place, mate, to be honest. So.
Did you just call me mate?
Yes, Judge Rinder.
You think we're mates, do you?
Oh, well.
Is that what you think?
Not in
Hey,
the sense,
Dan.
no.
See, I was going to give you a lot of slack because of what you say in your response, especially your recent experience changing your mind about things and authority and your responsibility to your friends and to society, yes?
Yes.
Do you think that attitude is going to help that?
No.
No.
No, I know. I understand. I apologise.
I understand. It's your reaction to authority.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
That £1,200 that you represented was for a deposit for a house.
And a month's rent as well.
And a month's rent. Where was the house?
Oh, it's disappeared.
There wasn't
my
one.
nose and my lungs, yeah. That's where the money went.
Point is that Danny makes that admission in his reply.
Yeah. It's not something I'm proud of.
No, I
will
understand
say
that. Jordan, before you lent Danny the money, what, if anything, did you get in writing?
There is none. We spoke over the phone about it.
Jordan, you understand here, if Danny hadn't made an admission in his response that he'd taken this money from you and admitted that it's a loan, you'd have no evidence to demonstrate that he has a financial liability to you. Danny, just calmly, you tell me what that money was spent on.
Spent that money on drugs and weed. I had a bad weed addiction. I had a bad coke addiction. And
You're a drug addict?
Of course, yeah, I was. Very bad.
Was there ever a house?
No.
First time you're hearing that?
Yes.
What does that do to you to hear that your friend lied to you like that? A brother?
About trust, really.
I could apologise to him, but that's not going to make any difference, is it? You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be an important start. You understand that about this process that you're about to start, right?
Of course.
Making amends?
Yeah.
How bad did your addiction get, Danny?
It was that bad that I ended up ill from it, to be honest. I lost my mind. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. It's that constant, where's the next drugs coming from?
It's the only thing you care about when you're an addict.
Yeah.
People don't understand that, you see.
It's not.
Now, yes, there's an element of choice.
Yes.
But there are other factors.
It's about how you deal with things. And I wouldn't say that that's the right way of dealing about things, to do the drugs that I did. Not to that level anyway, because it's just out of control. I've watched people die.
Let me just stop you there. The answer is, I wouldn't do drugs, not to that level. Not at all!
Yeah, it's good sometimes. It is. You look shocked, yeah. A nice spliff every now and again.
Never!
Yeah.
Now, you listen to me here.
Yeah.
You listen to me here.
All right.
Might have been a moment to remove the gavel. It's going to defy the laws of physics and launch itself at you.
Let's go.
No, listen to me here.
Come on.
You either are a drug addict or you're not. You either do drugs or you're not. You're either clean or you're not. Part of the commitment that you're going to make at some point has to be to understand that you're an addict and to stop.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course.
So when you glibly stand there and tell me, oh, it's fun sometimes, sure, part of the addiction is that it's fun.
Yeah, but
it leads you to become, there's your brother over there.
Yeah, I know that.
It leads you to become a liar.
Yeah.
It leads you to become a cheat.
This damaged what you do to people's lives. That's what I'm saying. That's the bad side.
So why are you standing there and telling me it's fun?
Because the buzz is a nice buzz. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you and say, I didn't enjoy getting stoned because I loved every second.
And I understand that. But there's going to be young people listening to you.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to be parents all over the country thinking there by the grace of I. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
When was the last time you took drugs? Tell me the truth. I can have you tested.
Yeah, when was the last time I took drugs?
This is not a difficult question.
Probably a week ago. Weed. No coke. I've been off coke for months. Halfway there.
You want me to give you a certificate for that?
No. I'm not expecting nothing from you, obviously.
No, I'm not giving you anything.
That's all right then.
coming next.
You told me your last drug was a week ago.
Yeah.
It's still a drug.
I know where you're coming from, but compared to what I've been smoking and what I smoke now is nothing. You walk in my shoes and see what I've seen, and then come and tell me you don't want to smoke a spliff at night to make me feel normal.
This programme is sponsored by Patient Claimline, medical negligence specialists.
We're changing our look.